after that battle, Covey's defeated. They're both huffing and puffing, and Frederick looks at him and he said, "You have seen how a boy has been made a slave." And so he sends him to a slave breaker by the name of Edward Covey. And Covey's job was to break slaves, to break them like animals. And Frederick writes that when he gets there, he's hired out to Covey for a year. And Covey starts to beat him and whip him. And then the beatings became more frequent, and then they became weekly. And after 6 months of taking these brutal beatings, Frederick had had enough, and he decided to fight back. And he and Covey had this epic 2-hour battle, which was more of a wrestling match than a fisticuffs, because Frederick knew that he needed to be strategic in the way that he went about beating him. Now you see how a slave has been made a man. And while he's not physically free from the chains that bound him, he was on his way to being mentally free. And as I said, he would eventually make that attempt to run away from slavery at 18. And the lessons would continue for a little while until his enslaver found out about him. His name was Hugh Auld. And when he found out about the lessons, he got angry. And he looked at his wife and he looked at Frederick and he said, "You cannot teach a slave how to read and write, because if you do, it will unfit him to be a slave." And I hope your audience heard that message, the power of education. It will unfit him to be a slave.